Greetings, true believers, Max Scoville here. We just learned that Kraven the Hunter has finished filming. If you haven't been keeping track, this is the latest addition to Sony's Spider-Man universe, the handful of films that aren't really connected to the MCU and so far don't really involve Spider-Man that much, if at all. The news comes by way of Variety reporting on some statements made by Kraven's star, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, during a Sony presentation at the Cine Europe conference. He also noted that the film was shot entirely on location, which is surprising news considering how many superhero movies are at least partially filmed against green screens or digital backlots. That's somewhat interesting from a filmmaking perspective, though he didn't give any actual explanation why that was the case. Now, Taylor-Johnson's subsequent comments get a little head-scratchy. He explained that he was excited to play Kraven because he's, quote, not an alien or a wizard. He's just a hunter, a human with conviction, an animal lover, and a protector of the natural world. Okay, so while it's true that he's not an alien or a wizard, in the comics he does have superhuman abilities thanks to mystical jungle potions. As for being an animal lover and a protector of the natural world, killing endangered animals and making a costume out of them is kind of a weird way to protect the natural world and express your love for animals, but whatever. The star went on to describe Kraven as, quote, a very, very cool character, which I don't disagree with, though I'm not sure if I would agree that he's, quote, one of Marvel's most iconic and notorious anti-heroes, or Spider-Man's #1 rival. Folks, I want to give this movie the benefit of the doubt, but everything so far has my spidey sense tingling that Kraven might be another Morbius, and not in the fun way. Leaked photos from location shoots are frequently the first look we get at characters in costume. A few of these surfaced of Taylor-Johnson filming, and the only thing remotely Kraven-y about his outfit was a necklace of an animal tooth and the fact that he wasn't wearing shoes. I would show these photos to you, but that might get us in legal trouble, and then we'd probably get a bunch of weird feet dudes in the comments, and we don't want that. Anyway, hearing the star trying to sell the superhero movie by downplaying the superpowers is kind of a weird flex, and framing him as Spider-Man's #1 rival would get me pretty stoked if this was actually a Spider-Man movie, but nothing so far indicates that the wall crawler is actually going to show up, so he might as well have just said, Kraven can beat up Batman. It's not in the movie, but that's my headcanon. So Sony struck gold with Venom, at least partially because Venom is a cool-looking character with a unique story who doesn't need Spider-Man to be interesting. Morbius, less so. Alien symbiotes are a novel concept, but vampires have been done quite a few times, and now we're getting a movie about Kraven, a big game-hunting supervillain best known for fighting Spider-Man while wearing a crazy costume, who is being framed in the film as an animal-loving anti-hero who will seemingly be fighting someone other than Spider-Man while wearing what I can tell are fairly ordinary clothes. That said, the movie has some interesting casting, with Russell Crowe playing Kraven's dad, and that weird dude from White Lotus who falls asleep at the beach and gets his iPad wet playing Kraven's half-brother and fellow Spider-Man villain, the Chameleon.
My iPad got soaked, it's ruined, and now what the am I supposed to do?
Plus, it's directed by J.C. Chandor, who made A Most Violent Year and Triple Frontier, which were pretty good movies. Anyway, Kraven the Hunter is slated to hit theaters January 13th of next year. The big question now is, will Kraven say his iconic catchphrase, I'm really Kraven, summer hunting? I guess we'll have to wait and see for ourselves. What's your gut feeling on Kraven? Let me know in the comments below, and for Morb on the Sony Morbimatic Morbiverse, keep it right here on IGN.
Kraven! He must have my scent!
Parker?